Plug in some attitude with Sound Toys.
George,
Hi, Nick.
another year, another bungalow. I like what you've done with the place.
Haha, yeah. Is it another bungalow? It's the same
No,
bungalow.
it's the same bungalow.
Another year around. But yeah, you see, we've got new T-shirts though. Another year, another T-shirt. This is UDO 5 because this is our fifth super booth since we were here since 2019 with the Super 6, which is a long time, isn't it? When you think about it, 4 times in the bungalow.
Yeah.
But we have been obviously working really hard in that time. It's been a bit of a rocky road for me. I sent you some pictures. I had to travel in the cruise seat on the plane after almost not getting here. I've been a bit sick, so I couldn't travel with the rest of the guys, but I have made it, and we are here. And our equipment made it through customs, and everything works. And apart from, I'm still a little bit shaky, so I apologise to your viewers if I mince my words a little bit while I'm here.
But the exciting news is, obviously, if I do a dramatic pan down here, we're going to see a new synthesizer.
Going to see some new stuff? Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, okay.
So yeah, welcome to the Super 8. It's the sort of the logical extension to the work we've been doing, really, to sort of complete the Super line, so that we've got everything from portable and compact with our desktop. This is the new limited edition dark scheme. Only a few of these, just like the blues. We release very few blues. We're going to release very few blacks as well. That's to go with our nice units here. Yeah, then the Super 8 in the middle, and of course the Gemini, which is still very new.
Yeah.
And then just Superbooth only, special limited edition. We've got a black Super 8 there, which I think looks rather saucy.
Last year, it was all about the Super Gemini. I mean,
Absolutely, and
blew up big time. That was great.
Everything we're doing is to basically try and share benefits across all of our range. So we bring out a new product so that we can support the others, and which is why I want to highlight there's something for everyone this year at Superbooth, because on the 3rd of June we release a big software update for the Super 6, which also has this guy. So these are available in limited numbers, but this is actually a keyboard upgrade. So anyone who's got a Super 6 will be able to upgrade it themselves at home to have a full weighted poly aftertouch keyboard upgrade.
Oh, nice. User can fit it themselves, yeah?
User can fit it themselves, no soldering anything, one connector. It's really nicely, really easy to do. A lot of work's gone into there, but yeah, along with the big software updates coming out on the 3rd of June, users will also be able to purchase this if they want. So just letting people know that,
You've got a price for that?
This could be around £400,
okay,
including VAT in the UK, or thereabouts.
Gotcha.
And yeah, we'll let people know how they can purchase it. Yeah, and basically.
But you've got a new synth.
We've got a new synth. I know. Yeah. There is something for everyone, but there is also, we are at Superbooth, so having a nice, pretty new instrument is a nice thing. I think it looks really balanced. I think it sits confidently between the Super 8 and the Gemini. It's all the power of the Gemini with all of the kind of portability and, ease of access of the Super 6. It's like you say, it's logical. Isn't
8 voices, obviously. So
16 actually.
Oh, 16. Okay. Oh, yes, of course.
It's 16 voices, and we double them up in binaural mode, which is why we call it Super 6, which has 12 voices. Super 8, which has 16 voices, and Super Gemini, which is of course 20 voice. And,
nice. Okay,
yeah.
well, we have to hear. Is there any difference in structure, or is it using kind of the same thing that's going on with the Super Gemini?
So I like to think of it in terms of playability and performance like a bigger version of the Super 6, but in terms of architecture, it more inherits from the Gemini. So in terms of architecture, you've got that dual layer architecture with independent effects per layer. You've got the same sound engine and analog voices as there are in the Super 6 and the Gemini. So yeah, I guess architecturally it's very similar to the Gemini.
Oh, right, but you're switching layers rather than have dedicated controls for each
Absolutely,
layer. Right, yeah.
more sort of conventional in that regard.
Right.
It also makes the whole thing smaller, lighter, cheaper.
Okay, come on, play
all
it,
the
play
power.
it.
Okay,
Let's
so
have a
I'm going
listen.
to do something a bit different now
Okay.
because I always think that perhaps I always gravitate to doing like big rah, big synthy swells and things, and we're just going to do some plinkety soft stuff today because I'm feeling a bit delicate after having no sleep and having a terrible journey. So we're going to have a little delicate piano time,
Okay.
I think.
That's lovely. Is that a split with an arpeggio double time of the lower one?
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
nice trick.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's lovely. So have you got the same kind of independent pedal control for each layer like you have on
We
the...
have, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, nice.
And this sort of interesting clock division interactions, I think, is where it really comes into its own.
And it's got because the 6 is kind of very pristine, the Super Gemini's got a little bit more grit
It's
to
a
it.
little bit more analog feel
Yeah.
to it, but still warm and pure.
And is that a Poly aftertouch keyboard as well?
It is. It's the same lovely acting, sensitive Poly aftertouch keyboard that's on the Gemini. So basically, it gives you everything that Gemini has. And now if you look at the Super 6, look at how portable and practical and
Yeah.
nice it is. You could just kind of like, almost put it in your pocket. But yeah, it's trying to balance it because, I've seen a lot of people gigging with this already. I don't know if we posted Orbital used it for their
Yeah,
tour.
I think I saw that you did.
And it's brilliant. He loves it, and he can do it, but that's all right because he's got a big bus. So people do tour with it, but for chucking in the back of the boot, this is obviously great, and this is good too.
In that colour, there's a certain sixness about it, a Jupiter sixness about it. That livery, that looks really. I like that.
It really does. I really like it as well. It's almost too much. It's almost too much likeness, which is why I think we might leave that one be. That's a see it once only model, I'm
Right,
afraid.
okay.
But we did it for a bit of fun. But yeah, again, this is a lose hours machine.
And presumably, have you got pickup mode? So when you flip layers, you've got so the faders are in pickup mode rather than.
They are at the moment, but by the time we released it, so for the moment, if I move that fader, it picks up where it is, but we'll have a pass-through mode on
Right,
release
gotcha.
as well.
Yeah.
And we may. So straight away,
Ooh,
you can
nice, yeah.
you can always get into just nice things just by moving a few controls. But and we may at some point down the line give again, like the Poly Aftertouch upgrade, it will be a limited thing for a limited number of people that get this. We'll allow them to upgrade it to 20 voices.
Oh, okay.
That's I think we'll do it at some point later. But
Right,
this
so
is 16 voices on release.
And you've got, in terms of expression, you've got the oh yeah, so dual sustain mode, expression as well, volume, right, so. And the same chorus and delay.
Yeah, absolutely. So the chorus and the delay are quite clean on this instrument, and they're really to sort of not overpower things. And yeah, I know it's easy to sort of gravitate to kind of pad sounds, but soft kind of plucky percussive and high frequency bits are really good for this instrument.
There's the Bond theme.
As is. Can't help it sometimes. Bit of C minor chord slips right into it.
So we're listening, and this is not in binaural mode. So in binaural mode, you get. Can you still split
that's
and
true,
layer
actually.
in binaural mode?
Yes, you can. There are no restrictions on it. So you can have, with the 16 voices, from the top, you can have one voice binaural, solo or legato. You can have one voice, true monos, that's straight down the middle.
Yeah.
Or in the poly modes, you can have 8 voices and 8 voices, or you can have 4 binaural voices and 4 binaural voices split. Or you can have 8 and 8, or you can have 16 voices, non-binaural, on a single patch.
Can you do binaural one side and so can you do 8 and 4?
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
Oh,
You can.
right.
I think that's what we've got at the moment. So here, no, it's not actually what we've got at the moment.
Sounds lovely though. I think I picked up because there's a lot of tail, so there's no note stealing that you can audibly hear there.
Yeah, that's because I think if you turn the binaural on, you'd get a kind of a sort of more involved sound. Straight away, it fills the room differently if you're in here. But you might see more stealing.
It sounds like more than one synth at times.
Technically, it's 2.
Yes, I suppose so. Yeah, well, that's very true.
But yeah,
Why wouldn't it?
I just love it. I mean, the first 8 patches on here are ones which I've made, and they're kind of very, I sort of focused around kind of filmic strings. Bear in mind, no reverb either. No reverb, no chorus.
That was delightful.
So you hear a little bit of voice stealing on that one. You can obviously turn the binaural off or play differently. But yeah, it's delicate and it's sophisticated, and it will do mono straight down the middle bass lines
And
and
it
things.
does, and you've got the lower and upper and mix out, which is a critical.
Absolutely,
so you can
absolutely. Yeah, so you can fully process them. But also, what's quite nice is that the effects processors are independent as well, and they're per layer. So that each layer has its own full effects chain on it, which saves. So it's true by timbral as well. So
Yeah, nice.
you know, some synths on the independent outs, you don't get the effects. You only get the effects on the mix out. This one, you get them on both, basically. So you've got those. You've got all the pedals per layer. You've got that lovely delay freeze function, which is something I like.
Yeah, that's a great
Echoing
effect.
away.
Don't
And then
hear
you
enough
can,
of that.
Then
I
you
think
can play over it.
Yeah, that's really lovely. And he's off. Off again. So this is when's this coming?
Hang on a second.
Sorry, I spoiled
No,
the
it's all right.
dramatic moment. I'm terribly sorry.
No problem.
I'm the guy that coughs during the orchestral
Oh,
performance.
it's me that's been coughing recently, I tell you. Very soon, hopefully. I wouldn't be surprised if the first people get hold of these by the end of next month.
Oh, right, okay.
So, unlike, you know, we're getting better, Nick. We're getting more professional year on year. And we're getting there. The Super 6 people had to wait over a year. The Gemini was kind of 6 months,
I guess
and
now
this
you've
one
got
maybe down to 2 months.
You've got the form, you've got the kind of, you've got that the way you want it to work down. You just
we've learned so much. We've refined, and there are sort of two people that are sort of, you know, really, well, many people that I study, but one of them that I really like, obviously, Itsukaro Kakahashi and his Roland ethos, but another one, Taichi Ono, and his sort of Toyota production system, about his philosophy of essentially always innovating X amount each time and continuing to basically carry the improvements and the knowledge through. So we're always, hopefully you can sort of see by now, we're trying to build a cycle where we're feeding back new improvements back into the Super 6 at the same time as evolving and simplifying. And yeah, like you say, we hopefully lots of bugs and things ironed out and ready to go much quicker.
And I guess the
than
question
other
is
products.
also the price. What's your
Price? So in Europe, this is going to be around 3,500 to 3,600 euros. UK price about 3,000 to 3,100, around that mark. US price is still being worked out. So price-wise, it sits between. It's quite a bit more expensive than the Super 6. Decent amount cheaper than the Gemini. And it's a lovely made thing. Hopefully, anyone that comes and has a look at it and manipulates it will just see that it's like
nicely built. Well,
it's a nice slab of engineering.
That's your thing, isn't it?
And we're very proud to bring it here.
Thank you so much, George.
No, thank you.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you.